So, folks, Hunter Biden's give a damn has officially busted. He no longer cares, and he's just swinging for it, and I love it. I absolutely love anytime I see a Hunter Biden interview on Channel 5, I'm like, oh, please sign me up for this because it's going to be good. So, Hunter came out with that video, and we covered it here on the channel called Hunter Biden Returns. And when he did, a lot of people got to see Hunter Biden for the first time, really. They got to see him in a human way. They got to realize that, you know what? This guy's just like one of us. He's been through his hard times, lived through it, came out the other side. He came off and does come off as a very likable dude. MAGA has been told this entire time he's the biggest boogeyman on earth. You know, they've been told, oh, Hunter Biden, he's evil. And so he's been their villain and their boogeyman, but then when they sit and listen to him talk, they're like, well, wait a minute. He just kind of seems like the type of guy that we would hang around. I have had some hardcore MAGA people that I know reach out to me and say, I hate to say it, Brando, but I actually kind of dug that Hunter Biden video. It's because people sees the human side of him and realizes, you know what, this guy's not the boogeyman. But he's always going to be somebody that MAGA is going to want to love to throw stones at, and that's what Melania Trump has done now. She's threatening a $1 billion lawsuit for him to remove that video, Channel 5, to remove that video, Hunter Biden Returns, because in it he referenced Michael Wolff, who said that that Trump met Melania at an Epstein party. So she wants him to take that back and issue an apology. And we're going to pick up this clip right here of Hunter with Channel 5 and what he had to say about that.
The day of presidential litigation has arrived. It's lawsuit time. In my hand is a legal demand letter addressed to Mr. Hunter Biden from the First Lady of the United States, demanding a retraction of Channel 5's video called Hunter Biden Returns, in which Mr. Biden here makes some speculative comments about the relationship between Jeffrey Epstein, Melania Trump, and Donald Trump.
Okay, well, they knew each other well. They spent an enormous time together. According to his biographer, is that Jeffrey Epstein introduced Melania. That's how Melania and the First Lady and the president met.
Really?
Yeah.
Epstein made the intro.
Yeah, according to Michael Wolff.
Yeah.
And so I only can go by what people are saying, and I don't know.
He didn't make these claims out of nowhere. They come from another journalist named Michael Wolff, who is a biographer that actually spoke to Jeffrey Epstein. But now here we are. And I've got $1 billion document in my hands because Mrs. Trump is seeking $1 billion in damages if we don't take the video down and if Hunter here doesn't issue a formal apology to Mrs. Trump. So now we're here maybe to give you the platform to apologize to the First Lady for your statements that you made about her possible connection to Jeffrey Epstein.
Fuck that. That's not going to happen.
And I absolutely loved the grin on his face right before he answered. I knew what was about to come out of his mouth. I was like, we're about to hear him drop an F-bomb. Here it comes. And sure enough, he did. I mean, there in that clip is pictures of Melania with Trump and with Epstein. And now she's out there throwing this lawsuit at Hunter because he's someone who they love to throw stones at. I also think, really, at the end of the day, they don't like that video being out there because of just how much it shows Hunter in a likable light. They want to continue to paint him as the villain and the boogeyman, and so they're going to throw as many stones as they can at him. They're always going to dig something out of their ass to try to throw at Hunter Biden. But in this next clip, he just brings across the point of, okay, yeah, sure, if you guys want to set for a deposition, I'll be glad to give you the platform. Take a look.
Yeah, I don't think that these threats of a lawsuit are add up to anything other than a design distraction, because it's not about who introduced whom to who. I don't know how that's in any way rises to the level of defamation to begin with, but the fact of the matter is that this is about hundreds, if not over 1,000 minors, children who were raped by Jeffrey Epstein. And I don't believe in guilt by association alone, but the connections have become they're so glaringly obvious that I think they're trying to use other things to distract. And I also think they're bullies, and they think that $1 billion is going to scare me, which is the fact of the matter is that if they'd like to go, I have this to say to them. If they want to sit down for a deposition and clarify the nature of the relationship between Jeffrey Epstein, if the president and the first lady want to do that, and all of the known associates around them at the time of whatever time that they met, I'm more than happy to provide them the platform to be able to do it.
My question is, do you honestly think they would sit on that platform and do that with Hunter? Do you really think they're going to want to go to bat and explain how they met under deposition and talk about that? That was a brilliant comeback, a brilliant response. Look, a lot of us are out here, just like Hunter Biden, reacting to the news we see, reacting to stories that are already out there, to claims that other people have made. If I look over and say, hey, Michael Wolff, this journalist, has made this claim, I'm telling you that, hey, he made this claim. All right. So that's just all that is. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, that's an absolute fact. I always preface by saying, now, this is what's being reported. This is what's being said. You can be the judge for yourself. But again, there's more pictures of Trump with Epstein than there are with any of us and our grandparents. Go find them. Let me know how many pictures you have of you and your mama. I'm still trying to figure it out. I believe it's less than 10 for me, honestly. But there's all these photos and evidence out there. All these stories have been out there for a long time. People have been saying these things for a long time. So for Hunter Biden to just simply repeat something and say, according to Michael Wolff, this is what I've heard. I mean, are we going to get to where they're throwing out lawsuits at every one of us that says, hey, this is what I heard? You want to talk about the First Amendment and coming after free speech? It's so ridiculous. But Michael Wolff responded to this. Sorry, I'll get it right in a minute. Michael Wolff has responded to Melania's threat against Hunter Biden. And I'm going to break this down into two clips because I love what Michael Wolff has to say right here.
This is in part based on remarks that I made about Donald Trump and Melania Trump and Jeffrey Epstein knowing each other. And that is patently true. There are many, many photographs of them together. They shared a circle of acquaintances. They, even at the party that Melania Trump describes where she met Donald Trump, that was a party hosted by a modeling agent by the name of Paolo Zampoli, who was known by Trump and by Epstein. And in fact, Epstein was at this party.
Now, folks, I just want to point this one part out. All of this is out there. All of this has been covered. It's just that you won't find it on the mainstream media. They don't focus in on this. They focus in on Hunter Biden's addiction in the past. They focus in on Joe Biden's stutter. They'll still go back and talk about the debate back in 2024 where Joe Biden crashed and burned. They'll talk about that all day long. Joe Rogan will spend 3 hours on that. He wouldn't spend 3 hours with Michael Wolff. And if he did, I'm sure they would find a way to try to discredit it and tell Joe to take that episode down real quick, and Joe would tuck his tail between his legs and obey, because that's the world in which we live. But in this next clip, Michael Wolff pretty much asks the same question that Hunter Biden does, which is, okay, if they want to set for a deposition, they can go for it.
So why would they be going out of their way to deny the undeniable, to pick a fight that they can't possibly win? Well, let me look confused a moment and then come to the obvious conclusion that there must be something else they don't want us to know. Here's a proposal. Don't settle these lawsuits, but pursue them. Take the depositions of Melania Trump and Donald Trump. Ask them how they know Jeffrey Epstein. This, not the Epstein files, might be the mother lode of information that everybody wants.
Exactly. And when Melania Trump and Donald Trump be willing to sit down for a deposition and answer all of those questions, I wonder how many times we would hear them invoke the fifth. Only the mob takes the fifth, but I would be curious to know how many times they would start taking the fifth if they were to sit down. Look, folks, Hunter Biden hasn't done anything wrong. They've also threw stones at the Daily Beast, and James Carville had him remove a video where he said the same thing practically. But here's the kicker that I've noticed. I've not saw him go after Michael Wolff yet. I've not heard him tell him to take down what he said. So that kind of speaks volumes to me. They love to throw their weight around. They love to bully because that's how they play, and that's what the first lady, and I really hate to even call her that. That's what the president's wife does. She just follows the leader and bullies like he does. And so she thinks she can throw some stones at Hunter Biden, but Hunter Biden's not going to back down, and I'm here for it. I'm here for somebody who is willing to look at them and just say, fuck that. You want to sit down and talk about it? We'll talk about it. You want to answer some questions? We got questions. I think that's fair. And again, it's all about them trying to flip the script now. I said, and we all did, we all tried to warn, this is going to be a revenge presidency. And I always want to remind you of this. It's not just Donald Trump that's out for revenge. His whole damn family is out for revenge. His followers are out for revenge. Kentucky clerks that was once upon a time erased from history is now back saying, let's go after gay marriage again. They're all wanting to be pardoned. They're all wanting to get a pass, and they're all wanting to get some revenge on the people that held them to account. So, hey, I would love to see it. I would love to see Melania Trump sit down with Donald Trump and answer questions about what they knew about Epstein and how they met and all that. It would be an awesome thing to see. We'll see if they actually do it or if they just continue to throw their threats around. But I do want to thank y'all so much for subscribing here on the channel. We're growing at a rapid pace. The goal is to try to hit 1 million before we get to the end of the year. We hit 500,000 right before the election, or right before January 20th when he was inaugurated. I said I would love to hit it. We did. I think we got there early. Since then, we've gained over 300,000, and we're on the road to 1 million now. We're at 820 some, I believe, when I was sitting down to do this video. Now, I have had some people ask me, does it cost anything to hit that button? No, it does not. The subscribe button doesn't cost anything. If you like this kind of content, just be sure and hit it. That way you'll be updated on when we post videos. If you ever do want to throw a few bucks, I do have a Patreon. There is members only here on YouTube. You can subscribe over on Substack. There's places you can do that. But that subscribe button doesn't cost anything. So if you like it, what I'm doing, and want to come along for the ride, be sure and hit that button. Help us get to 1 million. At the rate we're going, I think we might get there long before the end of the year. And when we do, I'll be the first one to come on here and thank everybody. And we'll just keep moving forward. And I'm sure that as we keep moving forward, Donald Trump and Melania will always be there trying to drag us all 10 steps backwards.